Ralph, it's good to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Carol.
Hey, Ralph, what are you doing out here? I didn't forget an appointment with you, did I?
No?
No?
But I do need to talk with you, Jay.
Maybe later?
No, I'm busy later. And I won't be able to get out this way again.
Well, Ralph, I'm pretty busy myself. I've got to get out to the construction site. We're running a little behind schedule, and Joe wants to have a talk with me. And then after that, I got to go clear across town to the bank to pick up tomorrow's payroll.
I'm sorry, Jay, but you're going to have to give me a few minutes of your time. Right now.
Honey, I'd better run along. Unless you'd like me to stay, and then I could give you a lift. You know, it's right on my way.
No, that's all right. You go on ahead and take care of Annie.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye. Bye, Ralph.
Goodbye, Carol.
I don't know what's so important we have to go into it right this very minute.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Let's say you go into business with a guy you trust. And let's say you put most of your money into a joint project with this guy because you think he knows what he's doing, and you believe in him, and you like him.
Hey, Ralph, listen to me. Don't
No,
start
you
all
listen to
this...
me. Listen until I'm finished. And then you find out that you've not only been cheated, but you've been played for a trusting fool without the intelligence or the guts to really look into the situation sufficiently. Now, Jay, tell me, don't you think that's kind of important? Because that's exactly the situation I find myself in right now. And I'm here to have it out with you.
Here.
Thank you.
I'm glad you managed to get over here today. But I wasn't worried. I figured the minute you put a little polite pressure on your grandmother, she'd give you the okay.
It wasn't anything like that, though.
You mean you didn't tell her you're here?
No, I asked her, and she said no. So then Kim called, and I told her about it, and she gave me her permission.
Ooh, that's a good sign. Means she's letting up on those dumb rules of hers.
This test is really going to be hard.
Oh, you'll do fine.
I don't know, it's a hard chapter. But you all really should start studying, you know.
Wait a minute.
Lois.
Stop worrying. We'll get to it eventually.
Okay. I told my grandmother that you and I are going over there as soon as your mother goes to work at 3, and she said everything was fine.
Forget that idea.
Well, I have to go over there.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Because Kirk's coming over as soon as my mother's safely out of the way.
Lois, do you know how much trouble you can get in if you get caught?
Oh, she'll never find out. She thinks I'm going to be with you all afternoon. And you're certainly not going to tell her any different, are you?
No.
Oh, listen to this. It's cool.
Has Kirk ever been over here with you alone before?
Oh, you've got to be joking. Of course he has. Tons of times.
And your mother doesn't know?
Well, we're very careful. I bet you wish you could have Jamie over sometimes without having a grown-up always poking in. You know what amazes me, though?
What?
That he puts up with it. All those rules and regulations of Kim's are such a pain. You never have any time to be alone together at all.
I know.
Well, I think it's incredible that he's still interested in you.
Well, I still see him. I have lunch with him every day. And now that football's over, he drives me to work or home, and we talk then. You know, he's very nice. Even when I had to break that date with him when Kim first set down those rules, he was very understanding.
Well, I think he's just playing it cool because you're still so inexperienced.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Well, you are, so don't deny it.
What's that got to do with anything?
Lots. Those jocks are all the same. Any girl who's shy and retired and hasn't been around is a big challenge. They talk about it as though it was some kind of game or something. Oh, and you know what Kirk told me once? He said they practically keep some kind of unofficial scoreboard, and they talk all the time in the gym and the locker rooms about who's been around the block and who hasn't.
Well, maybe they do, but Jamie doesn't.
Oh, come on, Betsy. Jamie's the biggest jock of all. Wise up.
Hi.
Hi, how was your nap?
No, I was fine. Feel like a new man.
Good.
How's that stuff coming?
Well, with any luck, I think I'll possibly have them done by New Year's.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of an endless job. As a matter of fact, I have lost 2 different secretaries because they couldn't cope with my Christmas card list.
Oh, I don't mind writing out cards. Matter of fact, I like it. Especially these. I can't believe the people I'm writing to. I mean, politicians, movie stars, people I read about in the paper and magazines, musicians, recording artists. That's just incredible.
Well, if you really think it's fun, wait till the cards start coming in. I'll let you open all of them.
Oh, that sounds like fun, too.
Okay, I'm going to say something once, and then I promise that I will never mention it again. I'm very grateful to you.
For what?
For your attitude when you walked in this morning. I was kind of worried, you see, because I'd been so abrupt, saying goodnight, storming off into the bedroom. For being rude.
No, I didn't take that personally, Ian.
Really? Then you're a very special girl.
No, just efficient.
No, I think it's deeper than that.
So what you're saying to me is that you're going back on your word to give me a week so I can get to the bottom of things.
Oh, come on. Don't try to put me on the defensive. That's a trick that just won't work anymore.
Look, Ralph, I know there's an answer. There's got to be an answer. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, well, I know what the answer is. I know what the whole story is. Don and I talked to Santini this morning.
Santini?
Yeah, Santini. Why couldn't you have just been honest with me? I know things have been rough for you, but why couldn't you have just told me that your credit was limited? Why couldn't you have just come right out and told me that you were having trouble or it was impossible for you to raise your share of the money we needed? I would have figured a way around it, Jay. I would have figured out something that would have worked for both of us, but no. No, you had to do something dishonest and then lie about it. You know, this trick of these fake invoices was underhanded and ugly.
All right, Ralph, you go ahead. You believe Merv Santini if that's what you want to do. Obviously, you trust him and Don Hughes a lot more than you trust me.
You're damned right I do. How do you expect me to ever be able to trust you again?
Okay. There's no sense in pretending anymore. You're right. I got Merv Santini to fake those duplicate invoices. But I was going to pay you back, Ralph. Oh. Every cent, with interest.
Oh, you really expect me to believe that now? I'm not that gullible, Jay.
Ralph, it's all right here in black and white. Every nickel I owe you is marked down in this book. And as soon as the money started to come in, I was going to pay you back as part of your profits. I swear it. Here, look for yourself.
And how do I know you didn't just keep this to make yourself look good? In case I did happen to find out the truth.
That's not true, Ralph. I was going to pay you back.
You know, I don't understand you. How could you do something like this, knowing the risks involved? You must have realized what this could do to Carol and your little girl.
Why don't we just leave them out of it, huh? This is between you and me.
Okay, fine.
Ralph, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. But when I do, Don will contact you.
It's so incredible. I still can't believe that Lisa didn't go through with her marriage to Bennett. Boy, right at the last minute, too. You're not kidding. They would have had the marriage just about now, too.
But you don't know what really happened.
No, I don't know any of the details. Like I said, Kim called me up from the airport up there and said that Lisa was coming back with Bob, her, and Tom.
She called up to make sure that everyone here would be very supportive and not ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, right.
Oh, don't you think this design is very nice?
Oh, gee, it's lovely. Boy, you're busy in here today.
I know, I am frantic, and it doesn't help too much to have Kim away, and Sheila took the temporary leave of absence. Of all times for her to ask to get time off.
Well, where'd she go?
Oh, who knows? She said she had some personal business to take care of out of town. You know, thank heavens Carol came back for the Christmas rush. She's going to start working with us tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Hello, Melinda. Hello, Barbara.
My, look who's back.
Hi, Sheila.
I hardly recognize you. Is that new?
Yes. I don't usually think much about clothes, but, you know, since I'm starting my new job at Copperfields, they told me that I had to have a very good wardrobe.
Well, judging from that coat, I hope they paid for it.
Barbara, do you like it?
I think it's very nice.
Well, that certainly is a compliment. I've always admired the way you dress.
Thank you.
Well, Andy may think he wants to give up his afternoon nap, but he's certainly not ready to. He went to sleep the minute I put him down.
Well, he and little Brian Campbell were running around here like mad today.
Oh, good. I'm glad they had a good time. Listen, I haven't had a hug from you yet. Oh, boy. I am so glad to be home.
You know, I'm sorry you couldn't be matron of honor at Lisa's wedding.
Oh, well, I'm just sorry for Lisa right now.
Me too.
She certainly had a tough decision to make. What about you, little girl? Did you get some studying done while I was away?
Some.
Yeah. How come Lois didn't go over to Ellen's house today? I hear she was invited.
She had plans to see another friend.
Oh, I see. Oh, boy, I looked at my Christmas list on the plane today. Do you realize that it is less than 2 weeks till Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me, have you given any more thought to the party we're going to have for your friends?
Kim, I really don't think it's such a good idea.
Oh, how come?
I really don't want to discuss it. I mean, I'm glad you offered, and I really appreciate it. It's just that I don't think it's the kind of party that my friends would really enjoy.
I see. Is everything okay with you? I mean, are you having problems because of these new rules?
No, everything's fine. I'm just glad you didn't have your little talk with Mrs. Middleton.
Oh, well, I decided that that was really between Lois and her mother.
You see, I mean, she's really strict, and she's not fair with Lois at all.
Well, I know, honey, but...
Lois isn't a little girl anymore. I mean, her mother goes to work, and it's got a million do's and don'ts, and it makes Lois mad to think her mother doesn't trust her.
But you forget that maybe Lois has given her reason not to trust her. Mrs. Middleton told me that Lois was in some kind of trouble before she came to Oakdale. Oh, I'll get it. Jamie, hi.
Hello, Mrs. Stewart. I just went by Betsy's grandparents' place looking for her, and they said that she was over here.
Indeed she is. Come on in.
Hi, Jamie. I thought you had a Christmas job after school.
Oh, are you working, Jamie?
Yeah, in a record store over on Bradley. And,
Bradley and Second, the one
yeah.
over there? Yeah.
Anyway, I got it early today, though, and I was wondering if Betsy still needs some help with her math.
I guess I do. Sure.
Well, I took the course last year.
I see. Well, that's very kind of you to offer to help.
Yeah. Anyway, I have an hour before I have to go home for dinner.
Oh. Reminds me, I should be out in the kitchen fixing our dinner. Can I offer a soft drink to you two before you get started with your work?
Well, that sounds great.
Okay.
I'll get it.
No, that's okay. You stay here. I'll get it.
Thanks for coming by. I'm really not too bad off in math, though.
Well, finals are coming up, you know, and I just thought I'd stop by. What's the matter?
It's just that Kim's...
Well, why don't you go get your book?
Okay, I'll be right back.
Ralph, you've just got to believe me. Jay honestly intended to pay you back everything as soon as he could. Look, I know what he did was wrong. It was very wrong. And I'm not excusing it. I'm very upset with him.
It's too bad, Carol, but...
He felt cornered, and sometimes when Jay feels cornered, he makes wrong decisions.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he'd hate it if he knew I was talking to you like this. He'd say I was interfering, but I just had to. Ralph, if Jay fails this time, he'll never get another chance. If you take legal action, it would really ruin him. He could go to jail.
Carol, I understand how you feel. I understand your concern. But this is really between Jay and me.
It's not true. Amy's a part of it, too. Because whatever happens to Jay happens to her. And to me. We're a family. And we're all in this together. Do you understand?
I saw the drawing you did for the little girl in 410. You know, her parents were so touched.
Oh, I'm glad. I just loved it. Well, they've had some bad luck.
Are you planning to go straight back to the apartment?
I have to stop over at Ian's and show him the revisions on the watercolor. Do you want me to give a message to Dee?
No, I can't think of any.
Well, I'm sure she's there. She does work for him 24 hours a day, doesn't she?
Seems that way. Barbara, I really don't know him that well. What is Ian really like? I mean, as a man.
You mean, what is Ian McFarlane like underneath all that glamour and good looks, huh?
Yes. But I'm serious. You have spent some time with him, haven't you?
Yeah, but I don't know quite how to answer that question. He is certainly very attractive. There's no denying that. And there's a certain amount of charisma about him. And as a woman, you're very aware of those two things right away. He can turn people on with a smile.
I like Dana very much. Obviously, Ian really botched that marriage.
Yeah, but according to Dana, she says he's changed too. I've noticed it also. There seems to be more of a humanity about him now. He's gentler. I think he respects other people and their talents more now, too.
Sounds as though you like him.
Oh, I do. But it's hard to be objective about someone because you keep being reminded of who he is. Why all this interest in Ian all of a sudden?
Well, I'm naturally interested because Dee is very fond of him and is, spending a lot of time working with him.
Yeah. Boy, that's a position that a lot of women would really love to be in, but not me.
Why not?
Well, as I said, it's difficult to be objective about your feelings in the face of all that fame and glamour. It could be very confusing. Thank you for listening to me. I don't know if much of what I said will change your mind, but at least you heard me out, and I appreciate that. I just hope that you'll never tell Jay that I came to see you.
No, I won't. Carol, you are a remarkable girl.
Why do you say that? Because I'm sticking by Jay?
That's part of it.
He's my husband.
Yeah. Sure, I know.
You're thinking about all the other things that he's done in the past, aren't you? Well, I have to admit, I thought about them too. But this time he came to New York and told me the whole story. He knew that I might walk out on him. He even told me he wouldn't blame me if I did. That may not seem like very much to you, but it's a big step for Jay. And I can't turn my back on him now because he's made another wrong choice.
Jay's a very lucky guy.
Thanks. But I still can't tell if anything I've said has made any sense to you. Well, at least you've listened.
Donald and Grant will be in a minute.
Thanks, Mary.
It was good of you to talk to Carol. Have you made any decisions about what you're going to do?
It's just so hard to know what to do.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I know you could lose everything.
Well, I'm gonna have to tell Don. that I've got to get some of the money Jay owes me up front. I simply cannot survive unless I get at least a part of it.
You got it.
I guess I do.
Well, it's pretty tough.
Well, I had your help.
Good.
You know, sometimes it's hard to catch on.
Well, that's because you let it intimidate you. It's like the coach kept telling us all this fall. You let anyone or anything intimidate you, and you're done for.
You know something? You keep comparing everything to sports.
You're right, I guess I do. Remember how I told you I enjoy a challenge on the football field?
Yes, I remember that.
Well, it's the same thing as math. The answer is there, and it's a challenge to find it.
Challenges are really important to you, aren't they?
Well, what fun is something easy? What satisfaction do you get without a challenge? It's like going out with Betty Lou.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, she's no fun because you know about her reputation from what guys say. That she's easy.
You know what people say about girls aren't always true.
Not in Betty Lou's case. All the stories you hear about her are all true.
You know, I hate to think that guys go around talking about girls that way all the time.
Why? Girls do the same thing.
I don't.
Well, that's because you're different. And that's something that I really like about you.
No, I don't like that word.
What word?
Different.
Why?
Because I don't want to be different.
Well, look, we are what we are. But of course, if you'd like to change.
Well, how's it coming? How's the studying going?
Pretty good, Mrs. Stewart. As a matter of fact, we just finished.
Oh, good. What do you think, kiddo? You understand it?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Yeah, she'll do all right. I've got to get home for dinner now.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad we got to see you, Jamie.
Oh, it was nice seeing you again, Mrs. Stewart.
Thank you. I hope we see you during the Christmas holidays.
Oh, I hope so, too. Bye-bye, Betsy.
Bye-bye, Jamie. Thanks.
Night.
Good night.
Well, I guess I better go upstairs and finish studying.
Okay. Hey, sweetie, Grant Coleman called, and he's going to stop by on his way home from the office, okay?
Okay. Kim?
Yeah.
How do you know what a boy really feels about you?
Oh, well, once you get to know him a little bit better, you just, draw your own conclusions.
I thought it was something like that. You know, life sometimes is even more complicated than math.
Yes. I'll be right there, Grant. Hello? Oh, hi, Annie. Honey, can you hold on a minute? There's somebody at my door. Be right back.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not Grant.
Barbara, this is just perfect now.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
No, it's wonderful. You've really captured everything I wanted. Dee, come here. Take a look at this. What do you think?
I think it's wonderful. Well, I'm just relieved you like it. It's so difficult to know what someone else feels, and you just had such a definite idea about what you wanted.
Well, we must have had a perfect meeting of the minds then, because this is it. To show my appreciation, I'd like to take you out to dinner. Dee, can you join us?
Ian, you shouldn't be going out to restaurants.
Oh, come on now. I promised to order something on my diet. Look, the best thing in the world for me right now would be to eat out any place other than here, just for a change. Barbara, what do you say?
Oh, I'd love to. Let me just call Annie and tell her I won't be coming home.
Great. Listen, why don't you ask her to join us?
Oh, okay.
It won't do you any good to call Annie. I know she can't.
Why not?
Well, I saw her this morning and she said something about doing shopping tonight.
Well, that's strange. I just had coffee with her about an hour ago and she didn't mention anything.
See? Give her a call.
You know, all this talk about shopping has really gotten me thinking I really have to do some shopping myself, too. I'm really sorry, Ian.
You sure?
Positive.
Oh, well, can you at least have a glass of wine to celebrate the success of your watercolor? You can do that, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. Just let me call Annie and tell her I'll be a little late.
Oh, you have no idea how happy I was to put a closed sign on the door.
Well, it's probably gonna get crazier next week.
Good, I can't wait. Gee, I guess Tom got more hung up at the office than he thought he would.
Sheila, I want to say something to you, and I hope you don't take it the wrong way.
Well, try me.
It's pretty obvious that you and Tom are seeing a lot of each other, but I don't see any reason for advertising it, especially in front of Barbara.
I didn't realize I was. Did you think I was?
Yes, it's those little remarks, like the one you made about his car keys. And you've made some others in the past that weren't exactly subtle.
I'm sorry. It seems to me we've had this conversation before.
I know, we have.
Well, I just want you to believe that I haven't done it on purpose.
Well, to prove that, just cut it out in the future.
I'll try. I really will.
Aren't you, leaving too?
No, I'm waiting for Oh, look, there, I almost did it again.
You don't have to worry about talking about it in front of me. It is Barbara I am concerned about.
So, you think that Barbara still has feelings for Tom?
Well, Barbara has feelings in all sorts of directions. And I just wouldn't want any of them stepped on, that's all. Oh, Tom.
Hi, Melinda. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh, you on your way home?
Yes, good night.
Well, Grant, that's about all that I can tell you, other than the fact that I have no idea, and I will never understand how Lisa was able to survive that horrible night.
Well, I don't think I will either, Kim. I really appreciate you filling me in. You know, I wanted to know the full story before I called Lisa. I didn't get a chance to talk to Tom at the office today. At least I have to admit I was wrong in suspecting Bennett. Although it'll make it easier facing Lisa because she knows I can't say I told you so.
I'm just glad you weren't involved in any of that up there.
No. Lisa was the only one who was really threatened.
Well, I better get back to Lawyers Club, you know. Lisa needs a rest. I'll give her a good night before I call her.
Oh, well, listen, I wish you wouldn't run off. John brought so much Chinese food for us to have for dinner. Why don't you stay and join us?
Oh, no, Kim, I don't think I should, no.
Oh, don't be silly. I can't tell you how much food there is out there, and it's all ready to serve. It'll take me a minute to make another place.
Well, if I'm not intruding, all right, I'd like that. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I'll be right back.
Well, you and I seem to be running into each other a lot these days, huh?
Yeah, it does seem like that, doesn't it, John?
Well, thanks for the wine.
I just wish it could have been dinner.
Well, maybe next time. I really have to do some shopping.
Okay, I just remember that I owe you one. And thanks again for the watercolor. It's really beautiful.
I'm glad you like it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Dee.
Bye.
Good night.
Ian, I was thinking, maybe it would do you good to go out for dinner tonight.
Do you mean that?
Well, unless you want me to make you a regular meal.
No. It's a wonderful idea. Look, I'll tell you what. You pick out the place, get on the phone, make the reservation, and I'll go change.
What do you feel like? Something casual, something elegant?
That's up to you. You know what's good? Just make it someplace dark and quiet so I won't be stared at all dinner, okay?
Hello, is this the maitre d'? Yes, I'd like a table for two in about 45 minutes. You're completely full for the whole evening? Well, Mr. McFarlane will be very disappointed. Yes, Ian McFarlane. You do. 45 minutes will be perfect. A quiet little table in the corner. Thank you.